Hello and welcome back to our latest episode of our Meet the Mentor series here at MentorME. We've got a very special guest with Brad from Melior Life Coaching, so thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Do you just want to introduce yourself to everyone that's here?
Yeah, so I'm Brad Parker. I own a life coaching company called Melior, which means for the pursuit of the better in Latin.
Where did you come up with the pursuit for the better, Pete?
My friend, basically, I had a call with her in lockdown and she said one name. I was like, nah. She said Melior. And I was like, what's that mean? She's like, for the better in Latin. So I was just like 100%. So I just rolled with it.
I love that. It's always good to have like a double meaning, I think, for your business name as well. And it definitely adds a difference compared to everybody else. So what actually got you... Obviously, you're all sort of in life coaching. We'll come on to that in a little bit around, you know, what your packages are and how you help people. But what was the journey for you to go and get into life coaching? What's the story of Brad?
So from a young age, from like, I think it was like 17, I started doing summers away in Iron Apple. So I've done 5
Party boy.
Yeah, right. So 5 years there, one in Ibiza. And then when I was younger, I was just, so I was sexually abused when I was younger. Then I've lost loads of people. Then I went and lived abroad, some mad life. And then in 2018, I had a breakdown. So I realised I wasn't going away again. I got drug banned for steroids, so I stopped playing for England colleges and rugby.
Oh, wow.
And then I just had a mad breakdown. So then when I was younger, like struggling, I just didn't have a service to help me. I went to the doctors and they were just like, take these antidepressants. And I looked at my mum and I was just like, no chance. So then I started to understand that like if my brain can make me feel this shit, then my brain can also make me feel amazing. So I just had to teach myself how to get out of the depression, because I was waking up every day just wanting to hang off the back of a door, like literally just waking up just thinking I could just end this now, I could just end this pain now.
Yeah, that's quite incredible actually to hear. That's very tough, and I mean to come through that and be where you are now, you must be very proud of yourself. Yeah,
definitely. But I'm so glad I went through it. I'd go through it all again. Like, because it means now that like no one's loved one is ever going to have to wake up without a loved one again. Like if they reach out to me, I will get on a call with them the same day and I'll guarantee them their life.
Yeah, and I think that's obviously what you're doing is really, really important, just because there are so many things wrong with mental health support in the country, and I mean globally as well, right? I mean there isn't enough support, and it's I think the stats are it's like the biggest killer of men or something, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. They're dropping like flies, bro. It's mad.
Yeah. So I mean that's tough, and I don't know where to go from there in terms of diving into the background. But so obviously you go through all of that, you have this realization that you know it's all in your brain, and you want to sort of turn your brain around from being in a dark place to getting into a better place. What was the moment that you would say was that what clicked to say I really want to change my mentality and get better?
So I'd waking up in bed and having them dark thoughts, and then I just got so sad of being sad. I was like, I'm either going to kill myself and just get it done, or I need to get myself out of this. So in the space of 3 months, but prior to having the breakdown, like my nan died, my mate was stabbed in the throat and he died. Some bird had an abortion behind my back. So in that 3 months, I had to go through that trauma. Yeah. And then it's just everything is perspective. Everything is perspective. So instead of like looking at the situation of like, say my granddad died in December, yeah. So instead of looking at that as a negative, like I'm blessed. Like I see it as a blessing because he passed away. And he was just like, you know what, I'm done with this. So I got to experience having a granddad. Some kids don't get to. And what a lot of people don't understand is just like, it's how ruthless you're willing to look at a situation. Like, I could feel sorry for myself for having depression, but at least I had a bed to be depressed in. Do you know what I mean? At least I had food in the fridge to choose whether I wanted to eat or not, if I had an appetite. I've got water out the tap. Some people don't even have that.
Yeah, I think it's realising, you know, the things that you do have in your life, I guess, isn't it? And focusing on those to help you get through it.
Yeah, definitely.
So what was the support like for you at the time within your own network, and maybe, I don't know, as you said you went to the doctors, but what was the general support like?
So like, I don't think I really knew it, but I just pulled myself away from my friends purely because it was like, if they didn't text me back where my anxiety was so bad, I'd think, oh, do they think I'm being a burden because I'm just depressed and I'm down around them and that. So it was actually me and my mum that got me through it. Yeah. So she just started to learn about, you know, depression and anxiety. And then I had another friend that was always there for me as well at the same time, to be fair. And then I just learnt myself, and I just got myself out of it. I was going to CBT, which is clinical behaviour therapy, but it was just, they gave me a trainee nurse, and I'm waking up wanting to fucking kill myself. I'm like, how is this?
This isn't going to help me, is it?
Yeah, no chance, no chance.
So for people that are going through this all right now, because I think there's a lot of people, especially coming out of lockdown, being at home all the time, being isolated, there's probably been a big rise in all of this. I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on, obviously, join the subscription, which we'll come on to, but what do you think people should do as a first step in terms of trying to realise where they are in their life and the help that they need?
It's anxiety is like you're basically living a life that isn't yours, and depression is like you're putting on this armour that isn't yours as well. It's just like, accept where you are, it's cool. It takes 5 minutes to write down that this is me, this is my income, this is who I've got around me, and you have to become someone you admire. That if anyone's on about purpose and fulfillment, become someone you admire and give that person to the world. Because if I admire myself and I give that to my mum, I give that to my dad, I give that to my missus, I give that to my friends, they get the best version of me. So they're going to give me their best versions of themselves, and that is how you get love. And we always when we're depressed, we always feel lonely, but what the fuck are you actually doing about it? Like, if you're waking up and hitting snooze, like that, you're taking life for granted. When my alarm goes off, I'm just like, yes, I've got another day in this world.
You're up. We see the Instagram stories, the smile, which is which is important. But for the people that are hitting snooze, because I think
selfish.
I haven't personally experienced it, I come from a place of not having too much knowledge around it. But I wonder, for the people that are hitting snooze, and it's obviously tough every single day for them to get out of bed.
Selfish way of living.
What would you suggest they do?
It's selfish, because think about it, again, it's perspective. There's people on a life support machine, They don't even, like, so you know when we put off tasks, I'll do it later. How you're taken for later for granted. There's people on life support that won't even be able to say, I'll do it at 5 p.m.
Yeah,
like, it's how the world isn't how it is, it's how we see it, right? So if you see life that way and everything's a blessing, how can I be pissed off? Like, if someone cuts me up in a car, mate, they could have 2 minutes to go and see someone, like, if they've got to get to the hospital. Yeah. Straight away. Our brain doesn't know what's true and what isn't. So
dealing with the stress that comes into your life.
Yeah, 100%. Like, if you hit snooze, you're taking life for granted. You're losing straight away from the moment you wake up. You're never going to have high self-esteem if you're constantly losing. Everything is about little wins. Like,
I think little wins is huge. It's something that I don't think people celebrate enough, and it's something that you should really shout about. And I think about it from like a business perspective and instead of like a personal perspective for myself at the moment. But I always thought, like, growing up, I'd love to have like a TV advert. How sick would that be to see my own advert on TV? But then you look at, the small wins that we do get when you get a TikTok video do good numbers, and it's like, people don't celebrate that, but they would celebrate it if it was on TV. It's like this whole mindset change that's not happening.
It's next thing. It's like keeping a promise to yourself. Don't break any promises to yourself.
What would you say the challenges are then for the people that are breaking those promises? Like, because you've gone through all of this journey and you've decided to change your life. Yeah. For the people that haven't got to that stage yet where they think they can do that, what would you say the challenges are for them, and how can they overcome it?
Just don't set yourself up to fail. Like, it's as simple as that. Just literally micro doses of tasks. But the way you have to see it is like, I make a promise to myself, and every night before I go to bed, I tell my missus I'm getting up at 3:20. If I wake up, like, what type of man am I if I break my word? Like, I'm letting down, like, the mother to be of my child. You know what I mean? So I hold the standard so high of how I respect and treat myself that anything else is a bonus. I don't need respect and validation from anyone else when I earn that myself. Because if a friend broke a promise to you 5 times a day throughout the week, you'd cut that person off because you're like, they clearly don't love and respect me. But if you break promises to yourself 5 times a day throughout the week, you're disconnecting yourself from loving yourself because you're letting yourself down all the time. So everyone that's got a low confidence, a low self-esteem, is say you're going to do something and fucking do it.
Yeah, and stick to it and stick to your guns.
Your word is everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people like, just do it tomorrow. But like, again, like, you're selfish. How do you know even tomorrow's...
Yeah, I think keeping your word is like it's a really fundamental level of respect. I think it's like probably the most important thing, actually, being respectable to people, yourself and everyone else. So how have the people around you felt that? Have they changed? Because I feel like when you put good energy out in the world, everybody else starts to do it as well. So have you seen things like that?
Yeah, massively, especially with like clients and that. They'll be coming off antidepressants. Like, I don't actually get a good, like, an amazing feeling of my clients doing well. It's the impact that they have on their families. It's not about us. we should never want to get in the best possible stage in life. For us, it's about the people around us.
So do you feel that when your clients start to succeed from going through the coaching, you get more satisfaction from
the families? 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Like, I got sent a video 2 days ago of this geezer that was like addicted to drugs and drinking that. Yeah, his kid is just in stitches, having a laugh at him and that.
Good.
Because they're present.
Yeah,
They're whole
in the
it's
moment.
Not, it's not about us men. It's not about us women. It's about the people around us. It's like creating the best possible version of yourself. And you know, I want to be the best stranger. I want people to come up to me in Tesco and have a conversation and leave, and then ring their family member in a good mood, and to be like, I've just met the sickest guy.
Yeah.
And like, I've just made their day, and then it's
it trickles down. It makes everybody happy. 100%.
Because when I only have clients for like 12 weeks, one-on-one coaching, I'm like, off, like, go into the world now, like, make room for someone else to come in.
Yeah.
So
you've only got so much time, so you can't help everyone. But so obviously that takes us into the coaching side then. So obviously you had your breakdown, you came out, you changed your mindset. What took you actually into starting to get coaching? Like, how did you sort of plan to get started into doing that? Because obviously you've come through all of this. What was the idea behind becoming an entrepreneur, becoming a coach?
Yeah, so I won't sit here and say that I've always been in business, because that's just absolute bullshit. It's not like I lived a life that made money.
I also don't think I think it's better to be relatable, especially if you're a life coach. Like, I think it's really important, and I think that's why we've vetted you.
Black is black, white is white. Like, I lived a life I shouldn't have lived. Like, let's just leave it at that. Then it was like my friend randomly messaged me, because even though I was struggling, I was putting out like content. Like, we'll call it content now, but back then I was just speaking my mind.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you want to life coach me? And I was like, bro, I've got there isn't actually any qualifications, but like, I can teach you what I've learned.
Yeah.
Then I forgot about it, and I was personal training for a bit, and I just woke up one morning and was like, I want to offer a service that I wish I had.
Yeah.
So everything I do, I just do as if like, what would 23-year-old Brad need? And then I'll just give that with its content, the clothing, the journals, the membership, like the coaching, or just anything I can possibly do. It's just like, what would 23-year-old me have needed when I was struggling? So I didn't have anything. There was nothing.
Yeah. And what was the process you went through to actually, obviously looking back is always like quite important, whether it's business or personally, just looking back and taking those things to sort of change your future. What was the process of actually going through, analysing, what did 23-year-old Brad need?
So it's just, I had to heal and build myself, and then basically just teach that to other people. It's so selfish of me to not be open about the smallest of things, because now I'm literally just like, if I hold that in, I'm stopping someone living a happier life. That's selfish to me. I've been so selfish my whole life, like literally my whole life. So it's got to the point like 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago when I started this, that it was just like, nothing from this day forward is ever about me. It's about bettering other people. And it's as simple as that. It's like my mum getting the best sunlight. It's about they were sitting in the crowd the other day when I was doing a public speaking gig, and I literally just burst out crying on the stage, like in front of knows how many people. And I've gone on there, like, thought I was going to absolutely smash it, and I just absolutely balled out, because I was like, this is what I've subconsciously been dreamed of. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because we can have anything in our life.
Yeah.
We're no different to, you know, Bezos, McGregor, Oprah Winfrey. We're no different. They're just further ahead. Their skin, their blood, their bones, they just started before us. Do you know what I mean? So even with MentorME, like, this could be $1 trillion business, but you just have to wake up and show up every single day.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's the mindset behind everything.
Yeah.
That
it's limiting. Everything is limiting beliefs.
Yeah, and it's exactly why you got Melior as the name, isn't it? The pursuit of
for the pursuit of better. That's all it is. It's pursuing the better in life. That's all I care about. The past, therapy's good. Don't get me wrong, for like every now and then. But people come to me like, "Oh, I've been in therapy for 5 years." I'm like, do you want a fucking medal? Like,
yeah,
I'm still depressed. If I went and spoke about my past every single week for an hour, I'd be fucking depressed. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? So for me, it's about moving forward. That's all I care about.
And what would you say then, like, needs to happen in like the mental health space? What do people need to become more aware of to actually move past this?
So people need to start showing up. So like that Dr. Alex Georgia, like, he's a mental health advocate for the UK or whatever it is. It's bullshit. Going around fucking 100 days sober and like selling a book. You need to be in the trenches.
Yeah.
If I could have a Zoom call with 1,000 people on it once a week that are struggling with their mental health, send the link to everyone, I'd be there coaching every single week. Without a shadow of a doubt. And it's about this whole like, we need to talk, you need to talk, but you need to take action steps as well. It's like most people that say they've got depression, like, do you drink? Do you smoke? Are you taking drugs? Do you exercise? Do you hit snooze in the morning? Are you letting yourself down all the time? Because if you're doing all of the things that you should be doing and you're still depressed, then I can have a conversation with you, a serious one. But 9 times out of 10, like, if people are struggling, it's just purely lifestyle choices.
Yeah, I think lifestyle choice has like a massive impact, doesn't it, on your mental state of health? Like alcohol is a depressant.
Yeah.
I don't know what tobacco is, but they all like impact your well-being. And I think even like going to the gym and working out is so mind freeing. Is that the right word?
Bro, it's life, man. It's like, it's not a chore. Like nothing. Like I've got to go to the gym. You're speaking as if it's a chore. You get to go to the gym. You've got legs. Do you know what I mean? Some people can't even get out of bed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you start to see everything as a blessing, life becomes a blessing. It's a law of attraction. So like when you see everything in an energy of lack and everything's a chore, how do you think your fucking life's gonna be? Do you know what I mean? We take it for granted so much. Like even waking up to, like, I was on a train earlier, sardines in a can, and honestly, they're so close to me, and I was just standing there. Everyone's like tutting and going mad, and I'm like, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm standing there like literally this. Couldn't even get my phone out. And I'm blessed.
You haven't had to walk from Brighton to London.
No, exactly. And I'm literally just like, I was standing there. I was like, I've got legs to endure this pain.
Yeah.
And I was just literally like, I'm so blessed. And I was just smiling on the train. Do you know what I mean? Because then it's like
everyone looking at you.
Exactly. But then we want happiness. Create it.
Yeah.
You have to act your way into happiness. You can't just think into happiness. You have to act your way into it.
Yeah, and I think it's all that about like realization with your own mindset, right? Because I think a lot of people get. I mean, like I get frustrated on the train as well. So it's just something that it's not fun. And I think if you look at it from that perspective, you can find a negative in anything. And you know, by the sounds from your mindset and what you teach as well, is that you'll teach people the positive mindset.
Everything.
Yeah.
That is positive. Everything. Even with my nan dying, I watched her die for a week. I was like, that is a week longer than some kids ever get. Positive.
Yeah.
Like if you fucking skin, but you can stay on a mate's sofa, you've got a fucking sofa.
Yeah, you're not on the streets.
Do you know what I mean? I'm depressed. That's a luxury. Some dads, are grafting, doing 2-3 jobs to be able to provide for their kids, and they don't even have time to be depressed. Do you know what I mean? So when you see life that way, and some people will probably say that's a little bit ruthless, but how many days of the week I'm fucking happy, and I wake up at 3:20 and I've fucking got a smile on my face once I've had my removal process of going to the gym. Do you know, exercising, telling my missus what I love about her every single morning.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
what would you say to men? Because historically, men keep in their emotions and they all sort of have it in the background until it gets too much and they commit suicide.
Yeah.
What would you suggest that they do?
Well, I had this guy. It's honestly, it's as simple as this. Is message someone, doesn't even have to be me, just anyone that knows what they're talking about, And I had this kid, he messaged me, his brother did actually, he was like, my brother wants to kill himself, and I was like, get him to ring me now. These coaches, that send you a booking link, it's bullshit. Like, message me on Instagram, and I will get on a call with you the same minute if I've got a spare 10 minutes to speak to you. Right? And his brother rang me, and he said, oh, mate, I just want to end it. So we had a chat for about an hour, which was meant to be a consultation call. Got him on a call the next day, and he was like, what about antidepressants? I said, give me a week. Just sit down tomorrow. Yeah. Tell me everything that's the matter. Go and do what I tell you to do over the next week. I never heard another word about suicide. I never heard another word about depression. I never heard nothing again, because he just sat there and listened. That's all you have to do. Yeah. All you have to do. And I even tell him, you don't even have to have your camera on. Just sit there, listen, and go and take action. And now the geezer's thinking about proposing to his missus. Like, he started another business. And it's as simple as that.
It's an incredible journey.
That's it. And it's literally that simple. Then, thank you, no worries, mate. Off you go. Yeah. Next one comes in. Do you know what I mean? It is that simple, but it's drop the ego and pride. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you're selfish because the people around you suffer as well. I know that people are in pain, but at the end of the day, like, it is taking action. That is everything. So I think taking action then can lead us in taking action and getting on the Melior Life Coaching 12-week program, as well as obviously you've got subscription as well where people can help. So what are those? How does it help people? And what are your sort of current clients saying? So mad really. So I get people away from addiction. I get them off antidepressants. If you're battling any sort of mental health, my service will help you to become someone you admire. You know, I work with people. One of my clients is probably worth about 20 million, I think, something like that. So I work with all different people, but I'll have a service affordability for everyone. So you can come on the membership. That's cheap as chips, where that's a group call in a community. How much is that? 40 quid a month. Yeah. So then you can come on that Monday night, have a call, get coaching from me, and then one-on-one stuff as well. Like, that's the intense 12 weeks. That's brilliant if you want to do that. But I'm just there to help. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, if I've got an hour in the day, I'd love doing this shit.
Yeah, and I think it's a really noble pursuit as well.
Yeah.
To not be motivated. Obviously, we all need to make money.
Yeah,
to
like,
live.
don't get it twisted. I want to be a multimillionaire.
Yeah,
Like, I will hand on heart say that I want to build generational wealth, but I want to also leave a legacy of making people happy. And if that is the byproduct of it, 100% like sign me up for that. So I'm not sitting here saying it's a complete saint, because I do want to have that. Do you know what I mean?
At your core, it's all about
100%.
helping people, and it's an incredible journey that you've been on. Obviously, with the 12-week program, then how was that structured? What do people get from those 12 weeks?
Yeah, so the 12 weeks is 495, and that's an hour Zoom call once, but they always run over because I get the flow state, you can't shut up. So that's an hour Zoom call once a week. You have my WhatsApp support 24/7. I have an accountability app as well, because a lot of people that struggle, they need the discipline and accountability. So they go onto the app, all their tasks, morning routine, evening routine will be on there. So they just get to fucking go, listen, I've done that. Then there's proof, because if there's not proof by the end of the next call, then obviously I'll know why shit's fucking up. Do you know what I mean? And then there's weekly assignments as well. Like, they're intense, to be fair. They're good. Like, you have to write a letter to your younger self, or like there's this one assignment where I want people to go into Costa and ask for 20% off their coffee. So put the coffee down.
Put them in a stressful situation that people don't ask for.
Because I want them to drop the... Imagine how embarrassing that is, yeah? Coffee's like £3 and you're like, we all got this exterior ego.
Yeah.
But I want you to be like, I want 20% off.
Yeah.
Because I want you to feel like...
Anxious.
I want you to feel like... Get used to people judging you. Because we live in a world where we're judged, right? I couldn't give a fuck. I'm going to leave this room and it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? I've got my bird. I've got my family. That's it. So I love it if people want to judge me on a 10-second thing. So I put them into Costa and do that, mate. Uncomfortable environment. Because if you're doing nothing to come out of your comfort zone, how you're not going to get out. You're staying still, man. Do you know
you're
what I
not
mean?
moving forward, are you?
Fuck that.
Oh, it's a funny one as well. That.
Yeah, trust me. Well,
send them into Tesco next. I want 10%
so
of
they
my...
do actually have to go into Tesco or Asda, buy the flower stand, and they can't leave until they've got someone to buy them flowers, and they can't tell them what it is as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How do people get on with those tasks?
Yeah, they're funny. Obviously, I'll try and get them to film them and stuff. Yeah. It's impossible. But to be fair, like, if they do the task, brilliant. But 9 times out of 10, by the 8th or 9th week, they're sweet.
Okay. So obviously, the business is going well. What would you say is your biggest win then to date?
Oh, I've never lost a client to suicide. I've never lost someone going back to addiction. And most importantly, like the Christmas just gone, so when was it? New Year's, I've done mushrooms. Yeah, so I'm sitting there like, obviously,
spaced out.
Yeah, getting my subconscious, because then I start writing content. And one of my clients messaged me, and then I started thinking about Christmas, and I was like, in my first couple of years, maybe like over 200 clients or something like that. And I just thought like, it's overwhelming that them families have their family members around that table. So like Christmas is a very emotional time for me, because I'm just like, get nice messages from clients and families and stuff. But yeah, like my biggest wins isn't about anything I've done. It's what they do and the feeling they get with that family. Because my mum and dad obviously nearly woke up without a son. They used to bring me like 5 or 6 times a day to make sure I was still alive. So for me, that my biggest win is them just having a happy family now. Like thinking about it now, summer's coming, they'll be having family barbecues and stuff, like
enjoying the life together.
My wins last forever because of the impact that they're now going to have.
They've not got that hole from where someone should have been. And
I don't coach for me. Like getting up that early and setting an example. Like sometimes my algorithm shit and my story will show 200 people, and I know them 200 people have known me for a certain amount of time, but I still show up. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's the most important thing as well. You need to lead by example for people to follow you, and I think you do that every single day. So
we have to earn the right. So I'm going to have a child at some point. I need to earn the right to be able to expect discipline from my child. I need to earn the right to have respect from my child, because there's so many people out there that don't keep their word but expect so much from other people. You don't have the fucking right to do that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Well... there's a lot that we've discussed, and I really appreciate you coming on. But if people want to get started with the life coaching or with the subscription, how can they get involved?
So just literally drop me a DM on Instagram and just say I need help. Like, we'll get in a consultation, we'll get you sorted, and I can guarantee, like, I won't leave working with you until you're happy. Like, it's as simple as that. Because people come on the one-on-one coaching, then they get the group on the Monday as well. So in 12 weeks, you're getting 24 hours of my attention. Yeah. Like, of learning, of support, and the WhatsApp as well. Like, it's impossible not to get the outcome that you want. And I want to take this to the world.
Yeah.
Like literally,
I think you can.
Bro,
There's no
if they
reason
put
why
me
you
in
can't.
Parliament, in government, yeah, I'd be like, just give me a fucking Zoom link,
Yeah.
send it out, job done.
Get you on the BBC.
Get me on just get me on there, mate, and
Yeah.
I'll change it. Do you know what I mean? But
Well, congratulations on all the success so
No, I
far, and I wish
appreciate
you all
it,
the
bro.
best for the future. And thank you very much for coming on.
No worries, man. Thanks for
Cheers.
having me.